Welcome everyone to the Predictive Playbook. This is the Major League Baseball edition. This will be a free pick, a free betting system, and a free breakdown of the game between the Cincinnati Reds when they visit the Philadelphia Phillies for the first of their three-game series. You might already know the Phillies went on an 8-game win streak, and that was suddenly stopped by the Los Angeles Dodgers, who went on the road to Philadelphia and took 2 out of 3 games before Philly won last night to salvage a win and not get swept. The Phillies, face a very stout Cincinnati team coming into the city of brotherly love, working on all cylinders, both in the bullpen and the offensive arsenal that they have. And as we'll see, Philadelphia leads the Mets by half a game and by 1 game over the Atlanta Braves, who are a team that is definitely surging, having gone 7-3 over their last 10. Cincinnati 6-4 over their last 10, still trail Milwaukee by 8 full games. But more importantly, Cincinnati has a lot to play for yet. There are at least 45 games left to the regular season for most of these teams, and they're only 3.5 games out of the wild card right now in the National League. So these are the type of matchups that have really monumental impact onto a team's playoff destiny, and that will be determined here again over the weekend in the city of brotherly love. We look closer at this game, we see that Cincinnati is really hitting the ball well right now, batting .270 and scoring 6.7 runs over the last 7 games with a .343 on base percentage, which is quite good in the era of low batting averages and poor launch angles. As you will hear me say time and time again on Manny's Irish Pub, held Monday through Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. By the way, that show with my panel of guests has gone 30-10 for 75% winning bets, all free, all at Manny's Irish Pub. Can be found on YouTube and various other places, called the Predictive Playbook. So be sure to join us at 4 o'clock this afternoon for more free picks and free winners. The Cincinnati bullpen has been quite impressive. Over the entire season, they have struggled with a 5.21 ERA, 1.429 whip, so the season stats aren't so good. But with the tweaking and the management of that bullpen, additions and deletions over the last 7 days, they've gone 2.70 ERA, 1.157 whip, and are really doing well, striking out 29 in 23 and a third innings of work during that 7-game span. We move over to the Philadelphia Phillies, and despite the 8-game winning streak, they are only scoring 3.3 runs per game and batting .215 with a .274 on base percentage, both very poor over that 7-game span. And that is a problem going up against the Reds tonight, despite the fact that they have Zach Wheeler on the hill. Bullpen has been mediocre. The team acquired Ian Kennedy as the new closer, and that seems to be working. He gave up a few home runs in his first stint as a Philly, and then last night loaded up the bases to make it quite exciting as well. But that seems to be a good move on their part. Looking at the pitching matchup real quick, we have Cincinnati has right here Maile on the hill, 3.71 for the season on the ERA. But he's had 192 road start ERA, 1.051, 6-1 record, 65 2/3 innings of work, striking out 75 batters. His team record is 9-3 in those 12 starts on the road, and he comes into this in good form. Not Cy Young form like a Zach Wheeler is a contender for the award this year, but in solid form. 3.00 ERA, 1.111 whip over his last 3, winning 2 of those 3 games, and striking out 17 in 18 innings of work. It's going to be hot in Philadelphia tonight, as it has been all week. Heat index, even at game time, it will be well over 100 degrees. And fatigue is a big problem during games like this. So keep your eye on that in the in-game as well. In the Phillies counter with, of course, Zach Wheeler, who somehow escaped the Mets and got signed by the Phillies, and has been one of the greatest acquisitions the Phillies have made in more than a decade. He's 10-6 with a 2.42 ERA, .994 whip. Guy throws 100 miles an hour just about every single inning he's out there. It will be interesting tonight with the heat temperature that makes the ball fly much, much further in the city of brotherly love, especially to left. Left and left center are going to carry a ton tonight, and it's going to be important for these pitchers to work down in the zone. However, as you'll see now with the betting system I'm going to put up here in just a second, here it is. So this game is tonight, obviously, 7:05. Bet the run line with a road team. So we're talking about Cincinnati here that hit 4 or more home runs in their previous game. And that road team is installed as a 150 to 175 dog based on the money line. And the home team has a starting pitcher with a season-to-date ERA of 3 or lower, which Zach Wheeler obviously does. 12-2 is the run line for 86% winning bets over the last 5 seasons, making the $100 better a perfect $1,000 just following this somewhat rare occurring set of angles. So that is all I have for here. Make sure you get over to sportsmemo.com. As you can tell by my hot streaks, I'm on a serious run in Major League Baseball right now. I won't belabor the point. I have more going up tonight. They will be on the site within the hour and ahead of Manny's Pub Show at 4 o'clock. So take the Reds using the plus 1.5 run line tonight. It may be just a slight favorite, minus 120 to minus 130 VIG, but it's worth it knowing that this combination has gone 12-2. So on behalf of myself, the Predictive Playbook cast of shows, wagertalk.com and sportsmemo.com, may all the wins be yours.